Okay, so get ready, because we're taking a deep dive into AI today.
Sounds exciting.
It looks like you've been busy. You've sent in articles, studies, even your own notes, all about this AI explosion.
You've clearly done a lot of research.
Yeah.
That's great.
Seems like you really want to understand where AI came from, where it is now, and maybe even where it's going.
Yeah, and honestly, who doesn't?
Yeah, it's such a fascinating topic.
It is fascinating, isn't it? AI feels so new, so cutting edge,
Right?
but its roots go way deeper than most people realize.
Right.
We're talking way before the sleek computers and smartphones we have today.
Right, like it was kind of this quiet undercurrent secretly powering things.
Yeah.
Like spam filters or those old search engines.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you never thought those clunky old search engines were using AI to try and guess what you were actually looking for.
Those early applications were vital,
Right.
because they built trust.
Yeah.
People saw AI could actually make things easier, more efficient.
Yep.
Imagine the internet without spam filters, drowning in junk mail.
Oh, man.
AI stepped in and cleaned up the mess.
Totally.
Right.
It's like AI had to earn its stripes before people would trust it with anything more important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And those early wins paved the way for AI to tackle bigger problems.
Right.
Move beyond just filtering out spam.
Right. To understand where AI is going,
Right.
we have to understand where it came from.
We do.
So let's rewind.
Let's rewind.
All the way back, even before the term artificial intelligence was coined.
To the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, the seeds of AI were planted long ago. Think about Markov chains.
Oh, wow.
Developed in 1906.
1906?
Yeah.
That's wild.
They helped us understand sequences and probabilities,
Right.
which are core concepts in AI even today.
So even back then, people were dreaming of machines that could think.
The concept has been around for ages.
Yeah.
But actually building those thinking machines was much harder than anyone imagined.
Right. Which brings us to the AI winters.
Yeah.
Periods where all that excitement about AI hit a brick wall
Yeah.
because the tech just couldn't keep up. It's like being promised an amazing feast, but only having unripe ingredients.
A perfect analogy.
Yeah.
One classic example is the XR problem.
Oh.
It was a logic puzzle that seemed simple, but early neural networks just couldn't crack it.
Huh.
It was a reality check for the field, showing just how far AI still had to go.
So it's like AI had these growing pains, moments where it tripped up,
Yeah.
and everyone realized,
Yeah.
okay, maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Those AI winters were periods of disappointment.
Yeah,
Funding dried up,
of course.
and research slowed down.
Yeah.
It was almost like AI went into hibernation.
Right.
But even in those quieter times,
Yeah.
scientists kept working,
Yeah.
and new ideas started to take root.
And that's where we see expert systems emerge
Yes.
in the 1980s.
Right.
AI seemed to shift gears, moving away from trying to be this all-knowing machine and focusing on becoming really good at specific tasks.
Precisely.
Right.
Instead of trying to build a machine that could do everything,
Yeah.
researchers built systems that could mimic human experts in specific fields.
Right.
Think of it like crafting a specialized tool for a particular job
Right.
instead of a Swiss Army knife.
Okay, so instead of trying to build a robot chef that could cook anything,
Right.
they built one that specialized in, say,
Yeah.
baking the perfect sourdough bread.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that focus on specific expertise led to some remarkable achievements.
Okay.
One early example is MYCIN,
Okay.
developed at Stanford to diagnose bacterial infections.
Wow.
It used if-then rules
Okay.
based on expert doctors' knowledge
Right.
to analyze patient data and suggest treatments.
So MYCIN had this digital playbook of medical expertise
Yeah.
that helped doctors make better decisions.
Mhm.
But did it actually work?
It did. My MyCIN was tested against human experts
Okay.
and was incredibly accurate, even outperforming experienced doctors in some cases.
Huh.
This demonstrated that AI could be more effective than humans in very specific tasks,
Right.
which is a key insight that got businesses really interested.
Wow, having a virtual medical consultant right there at your fingertips.
Exactly.
It's no wonder companies started paying attention.
Absolutely.
Oh.
They saw the potential of expert systems to streamline processes, cut down errors, and boost profits.
Right.
Digital Equipment Corporation, or DEC, was a pioneer in this.
Okay.
They developed a system called XCon to configure computer systems,
Okay.
and it ended up saving them a fortune.
So AI wasn't just some theoretical idea. It was proving its worth in the real world, making a tangible difference.
Exactly. This shift toward practical uses breathed new life into AI research.
Yeah.
It attracted investment and sparked what we call the AI renaissance.
It's like AI finally found its purpose.
Yeah.
But like any powerful tool, there were concerns. This idea of machines taking over human jobs was already making people nervous.
Yeah.
Especially in fields where AI was showing it could excel.
That anxiety around AI and jobs was just as strong back then as it is today.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But let's focus on how AI started to creep into our everyday lives, almost without us noticing,
Right.
before we tackle that bigger conversation.
It's like AI was sneaking in through the back door.
Yes.
We were benefiting from it without even knowing it was there.
A perfect analogy.
Right.
One of the early examples is in natural language processing.
Yeah.
Remember those first attempts at getting computers to understand human speech?
Oh yeah, those clunky voice recognition programs. That would misunderstand practically everything.
Exactly.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But also frustrating.
But those early systems, as imperfect as they were,
Right.
laid the groundwork for the voice assistants we have today. They were based on the idea that computers could learn to recognize patterns in human speech.
Okay.
It's a radical concept at the time.
So while we were chuckling at those voice recognition mishaps,
Yeah.
AI was quietly learning,
Mm-hmm.
adapting,
Right.
and getting smarter.
Precisely.
Right.
And it wasn't just about understanding speech.
Right.
AI was being used to improve our writing, too. Think about spell checkers and grammar checkers.
Yeah.
They used AI algorithms to analyze our writing
Right.
and suggest corrections.
It's like having a digital editor looking over your shoulder, constantly catching those typos and grammatical errors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And these seemingly simple features had a huge impact on how we communicate.
Right.
They made writing more accessible, more efficient,
Yeah.
and helped us express ourselves more clearly.
But that was just the tip of the iceberg. AI was starting to appear in other areas as well,
Yeah.
often in ways we didn't even realize.
Right.
Search engines,
Mm-hmm.
for example, were becoming increasingly sophisticated thanks to the power of AI.
That's right. Search engines like AltaVista and later Google
Yeah.
were using AI algorithms to better understand our search queries,
Mm-hmm.
rank websites based on relevance,
Right.
and even predict what we might be interested in.
It's like they were reading our minds.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
And this ability to personalize our digital experience,
Mm-hmm.
to cut through the clutter and deliver the information we actually want,
Right.
was revolutionary.
Yeah.
It made the internet infinitely more useful and user-friendly.
So AI was quietly becoming this indispensable part of our digital lives.
Mm-hmm.
But even as we were enjoying the benefits of this quiet AI revolution,
Yeah,
there were also concerns brewing about its potential downsides.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Data privacy was a major concern even back then.
Right.
As AI systems started gathering more information about our online activity, people began to worry about how that data might be used.
Yeah.
And these concerns weren't unfounded.
Right.
There were cases where companies misused user data,
Mm-hmm.
leading to scandals
Yeah.
and calls for greater regulation.
It's like we were starting to realize that this powerful tool, AI,
Right.
could also be used against us if we weren't careful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this tension between the benefits and risks of AI
Right.
would continue to play out in the years to come
Mm-hmm.
as AI became even more powerful
Yeah.
and pervasive.
It's like a constant balancing act,
Mm-hmm.
trying to harness the incredible power of AI for good,
Yeah,
while also safeguarding against its potential for harm.
precisely. And that's a challenge we're still grappling with today
Mm-hmm.
as AI continues to evolve at an unprecedented pace.
So we've seen how AI went through this period of disillusionment,
Mm-hmm.
the AI winter,
Yes.
but then emerged stronger and more practical with the rise of expert systems
Mm-hmm.
and the quiet integration of AI into our everyday digital lives.
Yeah.
But this was just the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The stage was set for even more dramatic advancements.
Absolutely.
Mm.
The early 2000s brought about a confluence of factors that would catapult AI into a whole new era.
Right.
The rapid growth of computing power, the explosion of data,
Mhm.
and the development of more sophisticated algorithms would pave the way for the AI revolution we're witnessing today.
And that's where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
We're talking about the rise of deep learning,
Mm-hmm.
the emergence of generative AI,
Yeah.
and the incredible capabilities of models like GPT and Daily.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get ahead of ourselves,
Right.
let's take a closer look at those early 2000s.
Okay.
What were the key developments that enabled this AI explosion?
One of the most significant factors was the exponential growth in computing power.
Okay.
Those old, bulky computers with limited memory and processing speed
Yeah.
just couldn't handle the complex calculations needed for advanced AI.
Right.
But as computer chips became smaller
Mm-hmm.
and cheaper,
Yeah.
AI finally had the hardware it needed to take off.
It's like AI had been waiting in the wings for technology to catch up.
Exactly.
Oh.
And it wasn't just about raw processing power.
Oh.
The development of specialized hardware,
Oh.
like GPUs, graphics processing units,
Okay.
played a crucial role.
Huh.
GPUs were originally designed for rendering graphics in video games.
Right.
But it turned out they were also incredibly efficient at handling the kind of matrix calculations
Right.
that are central to deep learning algorithms.
So gamers inadvertently helped to fuel the AI revolution
It's true.
by demanding better graphics cards.
And as GPUs became more powerful
Right.
and affordable,
Mm-hmm.
they became the workhorse of AI research,
Yeah.
allowing researchers to train larger and more complex models.
But even with faster processors and specialized hardware,
Mm-hmm.
AI still needed one more ingredient.
Yes.
Data.
Data.
Massive amounts of data.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Data is the fuel that powers AI.
Right.
Without it,
Mm-hmm.
AI algorithms wouldn't be able to learn
Right.
and improve.
Yeah.
And the early 2000s saw an explosion of data like never before.
Right.
The rise of the internet,
Mm-hmm.
social media,
Right.
and mobile devices
Yeah.
created a torrent of digital information,
Mm-hmm.
providing a rich training ground for AI systems.
It's like AI suddenly had access to this vast digital library
Exactly.
filled with text, images,
Right.
videos,
Yeah.
and all sorts of data it could use to learn and grow.
And this abundance of data,
Mm-hmm.
coupled with the increased computing power,
Right.
led to the development of groundbreaking techniques like deep learning.
Okay.
Deep learning is a type of machine learning
Mm-hmm.
that involves training artificial neural networks
Right.
with multiple layers.
Okay.
These networks are inspired by the structure of the human brain,
Huh. Interesting.
with interconnected nodes that process and transmit information. So it's like giving AI a brain boost, allowing it to tackle even more challenging tasks.
Exactly.
Can you give me an example of how deep learning changed what AI could do?
Well, one area where deep learning made a huge impact was image recognition.
Okay.
Think about how Facebook started suggesting who to tag in your photos.
Right.
That was deep learning at work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never really thought about that.
AI systems were trained on millions of images,
Right.
learning to identify faces
Mhm.
and distinguish between different people with remarkable accuracy.
That's right. I remember when that feature first came out.
Yeah.
It felt like magic.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
But it was actually AI quietly learning and adapting to our digital behavior.
It's amazing to think how far AI has come from those early days of clunky voice recognition programs and basic spell checkers.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it all happened because of this perfect storm of factors: increased computing power,
Mm.
massive data sets,
Yep.
and the development of these powerful new algorithms like deep learning.
But there's another important element we haven't mentioned yet.
Yes, trust.
Ah, yes.
Right.
Trust is essential for any technology to be widely adopted,
Right.
especially one as powerful as AI.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that AI had already proven itself to be useful
Right.
and reliable
Mm-hmm.
in those early applications like spam filters
Yeah.
and search engines
Right.
made people more willing to accept its growing role in their lives.
So you're saying that if AI had suddenly burst onto the scene with all of these amazing abilities,
Yeah.
people might have been more hesitant,
Mm-hmm.
even fearful.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because AI had already demonstrated its value in those early applications.
Right.
People were more open to embracing its potential,
Yeah.
even when it started to do things that seemed almost magical.
It's like AI had to earn our trust before we would let it into our lives in a more profound way.
Precisely.
And this foundation of trust was crucial for the next stage of AI's evolution,
Okay.
the rise of generative AI.
Ah, yes, generative AI.
Mm-hmm.
The technology that's been making headlines
Yeah,
for its ability to create art,
right.
music,
Mm.
code, even realistic human faces that don't actually exist.
Yes.
It's both amazing and a bit unsettling.
It is.
Yeah.
Generative AI represents a significant leap forward in AI's capabilities. It's no longer just about analyzing data and making predictions. It's about creating something entirely new, something that didn't exist before.
So how did this happen? What were the key breakthroughs that led to the emergence of generative AI?
One of the most important breakthroughs was the development of a new type of neural network architecture called the transformer.
Transformers.
Yeah.
That sounds like something out of a science fiction movie.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But their impact has been very real. Transformers are able to process information in a much more sophisticated way than previous models. Imagine an AI that can see the whole picture, not just individual words. Understanding the context like a human. That's what Transformers brought to the table. They can understand the relationships between words in a sentence, even across paragraphs, allowing them to generate much more coherent and nuanced text.
So it's like they can finally grasp the subtleties of human language.
Exactly. And this ability to understand context has led to significant improvements in machine translation, text summarization, question answering, and of course, text generation.
And this is where models like GPT come in, right?
Yeah.
GPT-3, with its 175 billion parameters, was a major turning point.
It was.
It seemed like it could do almost anything.
Yeah.
Write stories, poems, code, even translate languages.
GPT-3 was a game changer.
It really was.
It showcased the incredible power of transformers and large language models. It showed the world that AI could generate human-quality text that was often indistinguishable from something written by a person.
It's almost like AI had unlocked the secrets of human creativity.
In a way, yes. And this breakthrough led to a surge of interest in generative AI, with companies like OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft racing to develop even more powerful models.
And it's not just about text generation, right? We're also seeing incredible advances in image generation with models like DALL-E.
Absolutely.
Which can create realistic images from text descriptions.
DALL-E and other models like it are multimodal, meaning they can work with different types of data, like text and images. They can understand the relationships between words and visual concepts, allowing them to generate images based on your descriptions.
Wow.
Even if those descriptions are incredibly surreal or imaginative.
It's like having an AI artist at your fingertips.
Precisely.
Able to create anything you can imagine.
And the possibilities of generative AI go far beyond just creating art and writing stories. It's being used in all sorts of fields, from drug discovery and material science to music composition and video game design.
It's like AI is becoming this incredible creative force, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in every domain. But as with any powerful tool, there are also concerns. We've already talked about data privacy and job displacement. But generative AI raises a whole new set of ethical challenges.
You're absolutely right. Generative AI has the potential to be both incredibly beneficial and incredibly harmful. It can be used to create amazing things, but it can also be used to deceive, manipulate, and even harm. And it's our responsibility to ensure that this technology is used for good and not for ill.
That's a heavy responsibility.
It is. It is.
And it's one that we can't afford to take lightly.
No.
So as we move deeper into this AI-powered future, we need to be having open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of this technology, about how we want to shape its development and use.
I couldn't agree more. The future of AI is not predetermined. It's something that we're all shaping together through our choices, our actions, and our conversations.
This has been an incredible journey so far, exploring the history of AI.
It has.
Its setbacks, its triumphs, and the incredible potential of generative AI. But our deep dive isn't over yet.
No, it isn't.
There's still so much more to explore.
We've seen how AI evolved from those simple tools to these complex systems capable of generating art, writing code, even diagnosing diseases.
It's truly mind-boggling.
It really is.
But as AI gets, woven more tightly into our lives, it also brings up a whole new set of questions, especially when it comes to how we use it responsibly.
Absolutely. One of the most pressing concerns is the potential for AI to amplify existing biases in our society.
So we have to be careful not to unintentionally teach AI to be prejudiced.
Right.
After all, AI learns from the data we feed it.
Exactly.
And if that data reflects existing societal biases, those biases can get embedded in the algorithms.
Exactly. And this can lead to some pretty troubling outcomes.
Yeah.
Imagine a hiring algorithm that's trained on data,
Okay.
showing a historical pattern of favoring certain demographics over others.
Right.
It might unknowingly perpetuate those biases,
Right.
even if that's not what the developers intended.
That's a scary thought.
It is.
It highlights the need to make sure that the data used to train AI systems is diverse,
Yes.
representative, and free from harmful biases.
Absolutely.
We need to be very intentional about the ingredients we're using to bake these AI systems.
That's a great analogy. And there are a number of ways to address this.
Okay.
One is to collect more data
Right.
from a wider range of sources,
Okay.
ensuring that different demographics and perspectives are represented.
Yeah.
Another is to use techniques like data augmentation,
Okay.
where we artificially create more data to balance out existing biases.
So it's about making sure that the data reflects the real world in all its diversity.
Exactly.
We can't just feed AI systems data from a narrow slice of society and expect them to make fair and impartial decisions.
Exactly. But even when we take steps to address bias in the data, there's still the challenge of transparency.
Well.
How do we know how these AI systems are making decisions, especially when they're being used in high-stakes areas like healthcare or criminal justice?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's like going to a doctor and being told you have a certain condition.
Right.
But they don't explain how they came to that conclusion.
Oh, exactly.
You'd want to know what tests they ran, what factors they considered, and why they think that's the right diagnosis.
Exactly. And the same applies to AI.
Right.
We need to be able to peek under the hood.
Yeah.
And see how these systems work, especially when they're making decisions that can have a significant impact on people's lives.
So it's not just about building smarter AI.
Right.
It's about building AI that we can trust, AI that we can understand.
Yes.
And that brings up another big question.
Okay.
Intellectual property.
Yeah.
If an AI creates a hit song or a painting that sells for millions, who owns the copyright?
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Our current copyright laws are built around human creators.
Right.
But what happens when the creator is a machine?
It's like our legal system is struggling to figure out how to handle this entirely new situation. AI is challenging our fundamental ideas about ownership and creativity.
Absolutely. There are valid arguments on all sides.
Right.
Some believe AI-generated content should be free for anyone to use.
It's like public domain.
Okay.
Others argue the developers of the AI system should own the copyright.
Okay.
Since they created the tool that enabled the creation.
Right.
And then there are those who believe the person who prompted the AI, who provided the input or inspiration, should be considered the author.
It's like a three-way tug of war over who owns what. And I imagine it's only going to get more complicated as AI-generated content becomes even more common.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is an area where we'll likely see a lot of legal and ethical debates in the coming years.
And it's not just about copyright either.
No.
There are also concerns about how AI-generated content could impact the authenticity and trustworthiness of information.
Right.
In a world where AI can create incredibly realistic text, images, and videos, how do we know what's real anymore?
That's right.
Yeah.
We've already talked about deepfakes.
Right.
But this goes far beyond just creating fake videos of celebrities or politicians.
It's about the potential for AI to blur the lines between reality and fabrication on a massive scale.
In a world where AI can create almost anything, how do we know what to believe?
That's the question.
How do we tell the difference between something a human created and something AI generated?
It's a huge question, one that affects everything from journalism and social media to our personal relationships. It highlights the need for us to develop critical thinking skills, become more discerning about the media we consume, and maintain a healthy dose of skepticism.
We can't just take everything we see and hear at face value, especially online.
Right.
We need to be aware that AI can be used to mislead and manipulate.
Yes.
It's like we need a whole new set of tools for navigating this AI-powered information landscape.
I agree.
Yeah.
We need to be able to spot AI-generated content, understand how algorithms work, and critically evaluate the information we come across.
So beyond just understanding how AI works.
Yeah.
We also need to be thinking about its broader impact on society.
Yeah.
And what we can do to shape its development in a responsible way.
Exactly. And this involves more than just individual actions.
Right.
It requires collaboration between governments, tech companies, researchers, and everyday citizens.
Right.
It's about creating frameworks and regulations that promote the ethical and responsible use of AI.
So we're not just passengers on this AI train.
Right.
We have the ability to influence its direction, to help steer it towards a destination that benefits humanity.
Exactly.
What are some concrete steps that are being taken in that direction?
Well, there are some promising developments in the realm of AI governance.
Okay.
The European Union, for example, has proposed the AI Act, which aims to regulate high-risk AI systems.
Right.
It's an attempt to create a set of rules that ensure AI is used safely and ethically.
That's encouraging. But it must be tricky to create regulations that are both effective and flexible enough to keep up with the rapid pace of AI development.
You're right, it's a constant balancing act.
Yeah.
But these conversations are vital.
Right.
And we need to have them now, before AI becomes so deeply ingrained in our lives that it's too late to make meaningful changes.
This has been a pretty intense exploration so far.
It has.
We've delved into the history of AI, its evolution, its challenges, and its incredible potential.
Yes.
But amidst all the complexities and concerns, there's also a sense of excitement, a sense of possibility.
I agree. AI has the potential to revolutionize so many aspects of our lives, from healthcare and education to how we address climate change.
Yeah.
But realizing that potential requires responsible development, careful consideration, and a commitment to ethical principles.
So it's not about being afraid of AI, but about understanding it. It's about recognizing that AI is a tool.
Yes.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's up to all of us to make sure that AI is used to benefit humanity, not just to generate profits or consolidate power.
The future of AI is in our hands.
It is.
And it's up to us to shape it wisely.
Well said.
Now, we've been focusing on the big picture.
Yeah.
But let's zoom in a little.
Okay.
How is AI changing our daily lives right now? And what can we do as individuals to navigate this AI-powered world?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
We're seeing AI integrated into everything from our smartphones to our cars to our homes.
Oh, yeah.
It's changing the way we communicate, how we consume information, even how we make decisions.
It's almost like AI is becoming this invisible force that's shaping our world without us even realizing it.
In a way, yes.
Right.
But that doesn't mean we're powerless.
Right.
We can still make choices about how we interact with AI, about how we let it influence our lives.
So what can we do?
Well,
how do we become more aware and intentional about our relationship with AI?
Well, for starters, we need to be more aware of how AI is being used in our lives.
Right.
This means understanding how algorithms work, how they shape our online experiences, and how they influence our decisions.
Right.
It's about becoming more AI literate.
Okay.
Equipping ourselves with the knowledge to navigate this new landscape.
It's like learning a new language.
Yeah.
The language of AI.
Exactly.
But beyond just understanding how it works, we also need to think about the ethics of it all.
Yes.
We need to ask ourselves tough questions about data privacy, about potential biases, and about the potential for AI to be used in ways that could harm individuals or society.
Absolutely. And these aren't just theoretical questions. They have real-world consequences.
Right.
We need to be having these conversations with our friends, our families, and our communities.
It's like we need to become AI activists, raising awareness about the potential benefits and risks of this technology, and advocating for its responsible development and use.
I love that term.
Yeah.
AI activists.
Yeah.
It really captures the spirit of what we need to do. It's about taking ownership of this technology, not letting it control us, and using it to create a better future for everyone.
So it's not about rejecting AI.
Right.
It's about understanding its power, its limitations, and its potential impact on our world. It's about finding that sweet spot where AI can enhance our lives without compromising our values.
Exactly, and that's a journey we're all on together.
Right.
There's no one-size-fits-all solution. But the important thing is that we're having these conversations, grappling with the ethical challenges, and working towards a future where AI serves humanity.
And that brings us to another important point. The future of AI isn't predetermined.
No.
It's not some inevitable outcome that's beyond our control. It's something we're actively shaping through our choices, our actions, and our conversations.
I completely agree.
Right.
We're all part of this story. And we each have a role to play in shaping the future of AI.
Yeah.
But before we get too far ahead, let's talk about one specific area where AI is having a huge impact. The future of work.
Right. As AI becomes more capable.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk about jobs being replaced by machines. Is that really the future we're headed towards? Are we all destined to be replaced by robots?
I don't think it's that simple.
While
it's true that some jobs will inevitably be automated, AI is also creating new opportunities, new industries, and new roles that we can't even imagine yet.
So it's not just about job losses.
No.
But about a shift in the types of skills that will be in demand. What will we need to thrive in an AI-powered workplace?
The World Economic Forum predicts that while millions of jobs might be displaced by AI, even more new jobs will be created because of AI adoption.
Oh, interesting.
The key is to adapt, embrace lifelong learning, and focus on developing the skills that AI can't replicate.
So what are those uniquely human skills that will be so valuable in an AI-powered world?
Creativity, critical thinking, complex problem solving, emotional intelligence, collaboration, and adaptability are all going to be increasingly important. These are the skills machines haven't mastered yet, and they're the skills that will set humans apart in the workplace of the future.
It's almost like AI is pushing us to become more human, to double down on the things that make us uniquely human.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about embracing our strengths, our creativity, our empathy, and our ability to connect with others on a deeper level. These are the qualities that will be most valuable in a world where machines are becoming increasingly capable.
It sounds like we're entering a new era of collaboration.
Yeah.
A partnership between humans and machines, where we each bring our unique strengths to the table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not about humans versus machines.
Right.
It's about humans and machines working together to achieve common goals.
That's a powerful vision of the future.
It is.
But to make that vision a reality, we need to start preparing now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need to be thinking about the skills our children will need, the industries of the future.
Yeah.
And how we can create a workforce ready for the challenges and opportunities of an AI-powered world.
It's not just about adapting to AI. It's about shaping it, about using this powerful technology to create a more equitable, sustainable, and fulfilling future for all.
Well said. And that brings us to another crucial aspect of this conversation. The role of government and regulation in shaping the future of AI as AI becomes more powerful. We need clear guidelines and regulations in place to ensure it's used ethically and responsibly.
You're right. We can't just leave the future of AI in the hands of tech companies or market forces. We need strong leadership from governments to ensure that AI is developed and deployed in a way that benefits society as a whole.
Yes.
Not just a select few.
Exactly. And this is where the concept of AI governance comes in. AI governance is about creating a framework for the responsible development and use of AI. A framework that includes ethical considerations, legal frameworks, and international cooperation.
So it's like creating a global rule book for AI, a set of rules that ensures fairness, transparency, and accountability. What's happening on that front?
There are a number of organizations working on this right now. The United Nations, for example, has launched initiatives on AI ethics and governance, aiming to develop global norms and standards for responsible AI development.
That's great to hear.
It is.
It's encouraging that these conversations are taking place on an international level. But it's not just about top-down regulation.
No.
It's also about bottom-up activism and engagement.
Yes.
From individuals like us.
Absolutely. We can all play a part in shaping the future of AI. We can vote for politicians who prioritize responsible AI development, support organizations advocating for ethical AI practices, and educate ourselves and our communities about the potential benefits and risks of this technology.
It's not about waiting for someone else to fix this.
Right.
It's about taking action ourselves, using our voices and our choices to shape the future of AI.
Exactly. And that's what makes me optimistic, the fact that so many people are engaged in this conversation, asking tough questions and demanding that AI be used for good.
It's like we're collectively waking up to the power of AI.
Yeah.
And realizing we have a responsibility to steer it in the right direction.
I couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
The future of AI is not predetermined. It's something that we're all creating together.
Right.
And it's up to us to make sure that we're creating a future where AI empowers humanity, not enslaves it.
That's a powerful statement.
It is.
A call to action, but also a message of hope.
Yes.
We have the power to shape this technology, to harness its potential for good, and to create a world where AI benefits everyone.
Well said.
We've covered a lot of ground on this deep dive. We've explored the history of AI, its evolution, the challenges, and its incredible potential.
Yes.
But before we wrap up, I have one final question for you, our listener.
Okay, I'm ready.
As AI becomes more intertwined with our lives, as it shapes our world in increasingly profound ways, what human qualities do you think will become even more valuable? That is a great question to leave our listeners with. As AI evolves, what are the things that make us human? The qualities that machines can't replicate that become even more important.
It really is something to think about.
Yeah.
There's so much emphasis on what AI can do, how quickly it's learning, its ability to solve complex problems.
Yeah.
But what about the areas where AI struggles?
Right. What are the things that make AI seem almost human but actually reveal its limitations?
That's a fascinating point.
Yeah.
Take empathy, for instance.
Okay.
We can build AI that can pick up on emotions in facial expressions or tone of voice.
Okay.
But true empathy,
Right.
understanding and responding to human emotions in a meaningful way, that's still a big challenge for AI.
Right, so you mean AI can analyze data about emotions, but it doesn't actually feel what it's like to be human.
Right.
To experience joy, sorrow, love, or loss.
Exactly. And that's where I think human qualities like empathy, compassion, and emotional intelligence become even more crucial in a world that's becoming increasingly automated. These human connections, these abilities to understand and respond to each other's needs will be essential.
It's like AI is pushing us to be more human.
I agree.
To focus on the things that set us apart from machines.
And it's not just about emotions.
Okay.
AI also has a hard time with creativity, at least in the truest sense. It can remix existing ideas or generate variations on a theme. But genuine innovation, that spark of original thought, that ability to connect seemingly unrelated concepts and create something truly new, that's still a human domain.
It's like AI can play the notes, but it can't quite compose the symphony. It can mimic. But it can't imagine something completely new.
Exactly.
That's where human ingenuity comes in.
You put that perfectly.
Yeah.
And that kind of creativity isn't limited to art or music. It's about being creative in how we approach problems, build relationships, and imagine possibilities.
So as AI takes over more of those routine tasks, those data-heavy processes, it frees us up to focus on those qualities that are distinctly human.
Yes.
Creativity, empathy, critical thinking, asking why instead of just how.
Exactly. And I think those qualities will become even more critical in the workplace of the future. We'll need people who can think outside the box, collaborate effectively, adapt to new situations, and lead with empathy and understanding.
It's almost like AI is pushing us to evolve, to level up our humanity, to succeed in this new world.
I like that phrase. Level up our humanity. It's a great reminder that AI isn't just about the technology. It's about us, who we are, and who we want to be.
As we move forward, it's important to remember that the future of AI isn't set in stone.
No.
It's like a blank canvas waiting for us to paint on it.
What a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
The future isn't something that happens to us.
Right.
It's something we create. And as we create this AI-powered future,
Yeah.
let's make sure we hold on to the qualities that make us human.
Right.
Our compassion, our creativity, our curiosity, and our hope for a better world.
This deep dive has been a whirlwind of information, insights, and thought-provoking questions.
Yes.
And while we've covered a lot of ground,
Yeah.
it feels like this is just the beginning of the conversation.
Yeah. It definitely is.
Yeah.
As AI continues to evolve, our understanding of its impact will evolve too.
Right.
It's an ongoing process of learning, adapting, and making sure this powerful technology serves humanity.
To everyone listening, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI.
Yes, thank you.
We hope it sparked your curiosity, made you rethink some of your assumptions,
Right.
and maybe even inspired you to play a role in shaping the future of AI.
Yes.
Keep exploring. Keep asking questions.
Right.
And keep imagining the possibilities.
Yes.
The future of AI is in our hands.